Hi, this is Jason Garrett with Z-Fit Personal Training. We're here today to show you 4 simple exercises to supercharge your training and your life. Alright, our first movement of the day is an ankle tilt. What this focuses on is the joint on the outside of the ankle just below the bony protrusion right here. With every movement you learn today, you're going to be able to see instant, measurable results. But you have to test before and after to be able to see those results. So if you would, Erin, show us a forward bend test. So all she's doing is leaning down, putting no effort into it. You can see the heels of her hands are a little bit off the ground. You can stand back up. And I want you to do that same test before you begin this movement. The movement looks like this. Set your foot in front of the other. Gently roll it to the outside and back to flat. She's going to do this 5 times. Most of her weight is back here on the back leg so that this foot is free to gently roll out and back to flat. So this movement focuses on improving hamstring function, which is why we tested the forward bend. Hamstrings are very useful pretty much in everything you do. Running, squatting, walking, climbing, any movement, you name it, hamstrings are a big part of it. Alright, let's retest your forward bend now that she's done 5 on each side and her heels of her hands are solidly on the ground. So if this works well for you, you need to do it before any time or any activity where you're walking, running, jogging, jumping, squatting, etc. Alright, the second movement we're going to learn today is called the toe pull. It focuses right here on the top of your foot, just below where your shoes tie. The test for this is going to be how well your hip flexor functions. So if you would, lean back up against the wall, back against the wall super flat. When you do this at home, have an object here so you can tell just how high your foot's raising. So if you would, with your back against the wall, and your knee locked, see how high you can raise it out front. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Most people can't get that high. Alright, so the toe pull looks like this. If you would, face that way. Okay, bring that foot back. So what she's going to do is she's going to put that top center shoelace spot on a stretch. Very gentle, her foot's just set down. If it's uncomfortable on your toes, you can put a pillow or some other sort of prop to make it more comfortable. Okay? The only movement she needs to do now that she's in this position is a 4-inch knee bend. And up again. She's going to do that again 5 times on this foot. So one of the keys is making sure that it is a straight line through your foot. You don't want your foot off to the side or the other side, but you want it perfectly straight, gently laid down. Okay? And now we're going to retest. You should do the same thing at home. Alright, raise that foot up, see how high it can go. Hold it up there, that's much, much higher. Alright, thanks, Erin. Alright, our third movement of the day is a hip circle. An immobile hip is a huge roadblock to healthy movement. So what we're going to teach you how to do today is start to correct movement patterns that have developed over a lot of time. Again, this focuses on the hip. It's a very simple movement. It's a circle with the hip. What we're going to use today to test is another forward bend. So if you would, check your forward bend again, please. At home, what you can do is simple forward bend, or maybe how deep can you get into a squat comfortably? How easy is it to stand up out of your chair? Any of these things are measurable to you and personal to you. All right? So whenever you're doing a movement on one foot, grab onto something. A friend, a wall, whatever is nearby. But you want to be stable so you don't lose your balance. All right? If you would, hold my shoulder. All right? Lift one foot up. Internally rotate. So you see how it's kind of difficult for her to go inward. Externally rotate. That one's really, really easy. So she knows how to do that really well. What we want to teach her how to do is internally rotate, and she's going to make some circles. So what she's doing is practicing holding that internal rotation while creating movement in the hip. This is going to start to unlock that sticky pattern that she's developed over the years and start to correct it. All right, let's go ahead and do the other foot so we're not lopsided. And when you're doing this at home, always test both legs, because not necessarily are you going to always want to have both of them in. You'll want to just test for yourself. Okay? And you can retest your forward bend. And like I said, whatever it is you want to do better, test it before, try this movement, test it again afterward. Alright, the final movement of the day is the thoracic glide. It's going to focus on the thoracic portion of the spine. Its typical position is a rounded position, kind of like this. What we're going to teach you how to do today is both round it as well as arch it. This is going to start to correct a lot of the neck movement problems and a lot of the shoulder movement problems that you see and you may be feeling today. So we're going to have her test a shoulder range of motion, so if you would, with your thumb on top, elbow locked, take it in a straight line up until it naturally stops. All right. So as you can see, a little short of 90 degrees. Okay, bring it back down. So what you're going to do, interlock your fingers, put them over your knee. Okay, keeping your back nice and tall. Now she's going to start moving this. So exhale, collapse, round it back towards me. Drop your chin just a little bit. Then inhale, puff, arch, bring your chin up to neutral. Exhale, collapse, round. So she's synchronizing this with her breathing. As she breathes in, she moves up, arches the spine. As she exhales, she collapses, rounds the spine. Okay, let's do two more. Exhale, collapse, round. Inhale, puff, arch. And rest and relax. Okay, go back to a nice straight tall position. Recheck your shoulder range of motion. As you can see, the humerus is now in a perfectly upright position. You can bring it down and rest. Thanks for watching today. To make these movements most effective, you're going to want to practice them 2 to 3 times every day, and definitely, as I do, before every single workout. Again, thanks for watching. This is Z-Fit. Keep moving.